from the pages of WWF Magazine, we take a look at the April-May 1984 issue. Hey everybody, welcome to episode 3 of From the Pages of the WWF Magazine. It finally has become WWF Magazine. This is issue 3, but it's the first one with that name. Here we feature Hulk Hogan. It actually has a date on it of April-May 1984. So let's get in to the WWF Magazine. Okay, here we are. As you see, official World Wrestling Federation Magazine, April-May 1984. Hulkamania strikes the WWF. The incredible Hulk Hogan becomes 9th WWF champion. 9th. And since then there's been 685. I may be exaggerating a little bit. Here we are. You can see this one is a little beat up. Now it seems as though I am missing a page here. So being this one's beat up and I'm obviously already missing a page, I will have to go back and try and pick this one up. This one tends to be a little bit more expensive, but usually you could get it in the $50 range. Hopefully. Injustice? Question mark? I don't know. I think we all know it wasn't Injustice. There's the Sheik with the championship belt. He had it for a month. From late December to late January of 83 into 84. A Sheik shopping spree. The end of an era. This issue actually took place, had to cover the end of Bob Backlund, the beginning of the Iron Sheik, and then the beginning of Hulk Hogan's reign. Atlas and Johnson. We just saw them. Look at those old championship belts. Those are great. I guess they beat the, and look, they even have different championship belts in this one. See, those are green straps, those are red straps, and it looks like the medallion looks a little different. The North-South connection surfaces for WWF Tag Team title chase. That's Adonis and Murdoch. Before Adrian Adonis became adorable Adrian Adonis. Ariba Santana overcomes Intercontinental obstacle, and there he is with the old IC title. Greg Valentine held that through WrestleMania, and I believe actually Tito Santana won that back, and then I believe Greg Valentine destroyed it. It got destroyed, and that's when they got the newer Intercontinental title that was then held by Macho Man and Steamboat and Honky Tonk Man. Tito Santana delivers smashing title victory. WWF Wrestler of the Year, Jimmy Superfly Snuka. He was a very popular wrestler back then. Most disliked, Magnificent Morocco. They had a bitter feud in the early to mid 80s. Rookie of the Year, Eddie Gilbert. Pictorial look at the fans. Rocky is one. The best. Andre is number 1. Beach Bum. I believe that's what they used to call Morocco. Von Erich Country, Fort Worth, Texas. Surprised to see that in WWF Magazine at this time. Iron Mike Wimp. Oh look, speaking of the Von Erichs, they must have made a little foray into the WWF, at least some. See, back then with the territories, you'd have people come into Madison Square Garden and wrestle. I know Dusty Rhodes wrestled in the Garden many times. Rowdy Piper. Oh no, Rowdy Pipes. 2 images. Juggles wrestling, managerial careers. Yeah, he sort of gave up the managerial after a short time in the World Wrestling Federation. Sergeant Slaughter declares war on the Iron Sheik. I guess he went back to being a face. Or maybe he always was a heel, and this is when he first became a face? I'd have to look into that. Remember, I was still pretty young when this happened. I really took my, this was what, 84? I really became a WWF fan in 86, when I was about 9. Stud emerges as royal contender. But I've gone back and watched so many things. WrestleMania, the Brawl to end it all, and all that stuff. That's Stud Andre. Feud. Paul Orndorff, wrestling's Mr. Wonderful. Hobbies. Italy's Salvatore Bellomo builds boats in his spare time. Oh, Dr. D makes WWF house call. And Brian Blair. He wasn't even B. Brian Blair. This was before the Killer Bees. Another Southerner enters the WWF. A match to remember. Rivera versus Carpenter. Montreal, 1975. At that point, that was only 9 years prior. Here's the mailbag. Makes me wonder how many of these are real or how many of these are kayfabe. Are these actually people writing in, or are they just fake kayfabe written by the staff? And then there's that windbreaker again. And then the back cover. Oh, and it's an ad, and it's not a superstar or wrestler. So there you go, April, May, 1984. Okay, guys, that is our look at the April, May, 1984 WWF Magazine. The first magazine to officially have that as their title, as the preceding two issues had Victory as their title. Next, we will take a look at the June-July issue for 1984 of WWF Magazine. But until then, have a good one.